Greetings, wayfarers, and welcome to the Jester's Court. I am your Menagerie keeper, Rachel Kordell, and I am joined by Andrew Frost.
Hey, I'm Andrew Frost, and apparently someone's making Balto 4, and it's crazy. Also, I play Barry, the Bibliolater of Bukowski.
Wow, no big intro because you're too shocked about Balto 4.
Things we learned right before recording. Seth, Coveyou.
Cluck, cluck, it's time to fuck. That goose, whose name is Stella, in the Balto 3 movie.
Casey Reardon.
A firm believer in a trusty cleaver. It's Belle. I'll use that to chop up and cook the goose.
I'm Brand. Sky Swanson.
Oh my god, that's not a duck, that's a goose I want to fuck. It's Balto 3, baby.
You're playing Balto 3? Is that how you're playing?
I'm playing Balto. I'm going to be watching Balto 3 the whole episode that we're recording.
Yeah, guys, pause the podcast. Go watch Balto 3.
Oh, yo, this is a fuckable goose.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Played by Jean Elizabeth Smart. What a wonderful actress.
Guys,
Sorry. All right. Hug to be surrounded by those degenerate apes. Don't they know the orb is the superior shape? I'm shitbird, baby.
not a name.
Yeah. Also not an ape.
I'm Time.
Last time on Echoes of the Menagerie. Time's trick of seducing Shariva worked as she started to reveal her concerns about some deity called Ruin and its potential to destroy the different dimensions. This conversation was suddenly interrupted by Keeper Thalis, the keeper of the Veiled Librarium across the way. He also happened to be a great fan of Barry, the Bibliolater Bukowski, and invited them to his library. Deferring the kind invitation to another time, the party diverted to quantum trinkets to look for the missing jewelry. Lydra, the store's owner, revealed the jewelry had tracking capabilities, and the team swiftly got the scope on Lou Peck, the alien boy, who is surely mistaken about whose bagel it really was. After finding Lou Peck's hovel and learning of his bagel-fueled motive, the team located him in an alleyway, tinkering on his Dewey device. They successfully snuck up on Lou Peck, where Barry pulled him swiftly into a grapple, and Time summoned a gun, aiming the barrel straight at him, and fired. Here we are, as the bullet is leaving the barrel. Time, wanna go ahead and roll for that?
Yep, I got a 3.
Jesus. This boy is dead. We've killed him.
Sure.
Click Glock. It's Glock attack.
It's Glock o'clock, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think you had a stroke there.
I had a small stroke, but it doesn't matter because I have a gun.
I think it matters more.
We blocked it.
I'm mid-graps with this boy right now. So am I also getting shot?
He's evil.
Well, with the 3, no. Time has impeccable aim, being that they're not actually holding the gun. So they don't have to worry about it like quivering or anything.
Quivering?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I also had a stroke. And it flies true, shooting Lou Peck. What kind of damage does it do?
It does a hella gun damage.
Hella gun damage. That's apt.
It does gun damage.
I don't know, it does bullet damage. It's a projectile.
The gun does gun damage.
So a few things to note. The bullet is powered. The gun is powered as well. So each of those add 1 damage, I believe.
Wonderful.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, what is the total?
I don't know what the total is. How much damage does a gun do? It didn't tell me when I was looking at the player guide.
It doesn't tell you?
It didn't tell me. It was just like, you get a gun. It's got multiple rounds. It was like, okay, that's not
In
useful.
the weapons guide, there's not
Hold
a
on.
gun section?
It should in the weapons section.
Maybe I misread. I would love to be wrong here.
This is an automatic pistol? Or
Yes.
Okay. Can be concealed by making a successful check. Attack with it must use a D12, but also target everything in its zone, excluding the wielder.
But you target everything in the zone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That includes Barry.
That would be me.
It does include
Okay.
Barry.
Barry got in the way.
All right.
No, I'm sure I can move the cone so it's just the child and the bagel.
Sure.
Be a D10, I assume, for dodging.
I hope that bagel's attached to you at this point.
The bullet goes through the bagel and hits me.
Exactly. That's what it was built for. That's what he built this bagel for. Oh, here we go. Small weapons. Nope. It just says heavy weapons deal 1 additional damage. So I think it's a base 1 damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's probably just base 1.
Yeah, okay, it is base 1. Yes, okay, sorry. So yeah, so the gun does base 1 damage, and then how does that add up to 3?
Adds up to 3!
Okay, so, wow.
I think Lou is dead.
Surprisingly, no, actually. Just barely hanging on, though.
No child harm.
I wouldn't say no harm.
I shoot the bagel out of his hand, at least. And it mentally scares him.
Are you aiming for the bagel, or are you aiming for the child?
I'll aim for the bagel. The character would aim for that child. But I don't want harm done to a child on this podcast, so
Okay.
I aim for the bagel, and then all the rest of the damage that kid takes is mental, because I'll do mental damage to that child.
Right, okay, so let's correct that. You aim your gun right at the hand, holding the bagel.
Let's give the child trauma.
The bullet flies true, and kid loses, I guess, a hand maybe. I don't know, or like, I don't know, like, but it wouldn't explode the hand maybe. I don't know. Loses the ability of the hand, and the bagel falls out of it. I don't know. It's 3 damage with a gun. You have powered bullets. I don't know.
Yeah. I shoot the bagel out of his hand, and he's scared.
Did you have to use effort to activate those powered items?
No.
Cool.
I don't. I built this character to do one thing, and it's shoot a gun and gaslight people. So I guess 2 things.
That's 2 things, but
Yeah. No, it's one thing.
The bagel falls out of the kid's hand. Again, who is like questionably a child, older than they appear. But the bagel falls out of their hand. They are, yes, severely mentally
Scarred.
scarred by this
Perfect.
instance. Thank you for the word.
Oh yeah.
And they scream out, "Hey! What the heck, Time?"
Ah, my rival.
Did you just shoot a gun at me?
Not at you, near you. Learn the difference. Anywho.
Oh, you got me there. Shit.
Of course it would be you, you little shit, Lupek. Always below me, such a little shit, unlike me, who flies high in the sky, a shitbird. Always above you, never below you.
I don't believe 3 feet above the ground is very high, but what the hell?
I soar mentally above him. I'm doing gymnastics while he's farting in the tub.
What?
Of course, you take my second bagel away. Screw you, dude.
Wow.
As this kid is screaming, though, a door opens from down this alley, and a figure steps out. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, hey, what are you guys doing here with Lou Peck?
Official police business, please stand back. We're cops.
I don't see you guys wearing blue. I just heard a gunshot.
Can I concentrate really, really hard and make my orb turn blue?
What color was it before?
White.
Yellow.
Oh, yellow. Okay.
It was light, yeah, it was light.
It was light yellow.
Light yellow.
Oh, like piss yellow.
A very hydrated yellow.
Yes.
Is that something that you think your people can do?
I think my people are a multitude of different colors. I don't think that they normally change their color, so this might involve me just holding my breath for a really long time.
Sure.
Oh, you have to breathe too? Is that out the same hole?
I didn't say that out loud.
I didn't say that in character.
It's the breathe hole. It's the food hole. It's the shit hole. It's piss hole.
Sure. Want to give like a constitution to stop breathing and making sound?
I rolled a 10.
A 10.
I rolled a 10. I think you guys watched as my color starts to turn, and then I drop the gun, and the orb just falls to the ground and rolls away into a gutter that then whisks both me and the gun away.
Okay.
You go into into a gutter?
That's what he deserves.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, just like a little rain ditch. You know?
Do you melt into the
Not
gutter?
far away. I hit a grate and I just get stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Help! My superior form is stuck in the rain grate.
Oh my god.
We're cops.
Bonk.
This guy's standing here. I think we're all kind of shocked at what's going on, but
Yeah.
this guy in particular looks at you, Barry. Are you gonna let the kid go or what?
Well, you see, this kid right here stole a bunch of very expensive pieces of
Let
equipment.
me go!
So we're just trying to get that back, and then the kid could go on his way.
Yeah.
Are you sure he stole it? Are you sure you didn't find it somewhere?
I'm positive.
We're sure he stole it.
I know we looked for.
We tracked him using jewelry.
Okay. I mean, I've heard a lot of wild things around here, but all right.
This should be the least wild thing you've ever heard.
I mean, I just watched an orb roll away, so, you know, you'd be right about
You
that.
see the kid and the orb have a blood feud.
Yeah, okay. Well, are you gonna let the kid go?
No, he hasn't given us information.
And then the kid's like, let me go! And is like struggling against you, obviously cannot move.
Just for perspective, I have him in a go-go plata, which is basically like a ground hold, in which I'm using like my shin and my arm to like choke him.
Jesus.
Is he like down on the ground then?
So I'm on the bottom,
Yeah.
and then he's like on top of me.
Oh, you're underneath.
This is an insane move. What is this? Everyone at home, Google that and just add to the visuals of what's going on. That's insane.
Look, I'll give you your jewelry back. Sorry, God.
And the dimensional glass.
The what?
The dimensional glass.
I don't think he stole any dimensional glass.
I don't have any dimensional.
Fine, the nebulon gas.
No, that was a separate thing.
Give us back the moon. Sorry, I think
What is this guy talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about, chicken?
You took the moon, and you took the moon, and you took the
I
moon.
think I lost the plot. Anyway, give us back the jewelry.
I'll give it to you, but I don't know. Why? What do you want it for?
I don't know. I think it's gonna help us solve the mystery somehow.
To be fair, we just want to get it back, I believe, to the person you stole it from.
Yeah.
What mystery?
But the mystery of the disappearing shops is what we're referring to.
Yeah.
I could show you something if you let me go.
Okay, you can show us something, and you can give the jewelry back, and we will let you go.
Whatever. Could you just get the time guy to leave me alone?
I don't think anyone can get him to do anything.
What time guy? Oh, you mean Shitbird?
Yes.
Oh, I think shitbird. I think they.
You call him
Yeah.
Shitbird?
They're talking about shitbird.
Yeah, that's his
That's
name.
hilarious.
He also thinks it's an honorific.
Yeah, should one of us slap him awake, or do we want to draw a face on it or something first?
Oh, we should draw a face.
How do we know that he's sleeping? Because he's just an orb.
Can I draw the face?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you are right.
I'm just gonna pull.
Someone should just kick him like a soccer ball.
I'll pull a permanent marker out of my pocket and I'll just hand it to the kid. All right, that's the one caveat. All right, you get to do it, and I'll let you go, but you gotta get something good on there, and the jewelry.
And the
Oh,
jewelry.
yeah. You want the jewelry? You just want it? I'll give it to you. Look, if you guys keep this time guy away from me, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I think they could definitely.
Yeah,
be
we'll do that,
arranged.
but also the jewelry.
Okay. Kid goes over to Time. Are you actually unconscious, or are you just laying there sad? What are you doing?
I'm unconscious.
You are okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled so bad on that check. I think it's way funnier if I'm unconscious.
Sure, fantastic. Yeah. So the kid comes over and draws some kind of like profane image on you. It doesn't actually like stick on the surface, but it does kind of dye some of the gas and kind of your outer like layers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll be on there for a little bit. It definitely says something like "kick me" in like one language, but again, everybody's got to translate it so
Amazing.
they'll know.
He just draws basketball lines on me and writes "kick me."
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Kid goes over, grabs the jewelry, and was like, okay, if you really want it back, I don't know.
It's very much appreciated.
I could just keep it.
Yeah, we want it back.
Okay, fine. Want to show you a cool thing I did with it?
Yes, that was what I was just about to ask. What was it that you wanted to show us?
Oh, well, I was trying to make this little, like, personal portal where I could, like, poke time whenever I wanted. It wasn't really working, though. But let me show you. And this kid picks up the bagel, which, is, now down the alley, goes and runs and picks it up with their one hand, puts it on the ground, uses that same hand to kind of grab the jewelry, and they kind of try to, like, insert it into, like, jam it into the side of the bagel. And you can see, like can only be described as, like, some kind of vault or something. It has all of these shelves on the inside. And you can see this, like, as he kind of, like, moves the bagel around. And this kid's like, see, isn't this the weirdest thing? And on these shelves are these little, like, glowing orbs, although you can't really see what they just kind of seem like little specks of light.
Can I investigate this a little more?
Sure. You're gonna take the bagel from the kid?
Mind if I take a quick look at that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to show you. Isn't this cool?
Let me just grab that real quick.
Sure. You put your eye up to the hole of the bagel.
Beauty is in the eye of the bagel.
You look into the everything bagel.
What does a 4 get me?
It sucked into the bagel. What?
What does a 4 get me? Great song.
A 4. So with a 4, again, it's still a bagel, still a pretty small hole, but as you, like, kind of look closer, like, you're kind of within this alley, so you can't, like, really, like, there's kind of like a spatial differential, right?
Yeah.
It seems like you're only observing, like, one spot, so you can't, like, move closer to observe things closer. But you see this, like, wooden room, again, all these shelves, the orbs on them are containing these moving images similar to what you saw on the surface of the dimensional glass. On the far side of this room, there's kind of this red carpet that runs down the middle. There's this, like, little staired area that goes up to some kind of altar. And on that, you see a symbol that you're not quite sure what it is yet. Or at least, how are you with religion?
I'm fairly, what's the word? Secular?
Yeah, but are you read up? You're a librarian.
Studied?
Yeah, I might be read up on religion.
I would describe my spirituality as succulent.
No, that's mine.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I have a cursory knowledge, so I guess I'll just roll a d10.
Sure, go ahead. Of interdimensional reality or religions as well?
If it appears in a library book, yeah.
Sure.
Hey, let's see.
I think you found your way into archives around here before. Maybe to supplement your own inventory books.
Well, that was an 8 out of 10, so I don't think so.
The best library trading. Can I help?
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, no, I'm not very religious, so I don't know exactly how I would be able to help there.
Does anyone have any additional insight on this? I'm not really, studied up.
I can't say that I do, no, but if you let me stick my root in there, I might be able to get a taste of the area, figure out exactly where that might be if we get close.
Yeah, take a look.
Ooh, interesting. So you're going to kind of, like, put a root into the space?
Yep. And I want to try and taste that, and if I get close to that area or, like, am in that area, I can recognize it more easily.
Sure. I can't really say that it has a taste, right? It's not necessarily that there's anything specific about the air or anything that would really be detected on your taste sensors, but you do feel as you push a root into this hole, this kind of vibration, this kind of humming that's kind of seems to be resonating within this location. You will also notice that as you push into it, like, there's a weird sensation about wherever this place is. You know that this bazaar, the Wayfarer's Walk, does not exist anywhere in particular either. It is a space between spaces, if it were, a dimension between everything, that kind of connects everything. But this is almost like a layer deeper even. It's kind of just comforting to sense this area.
I don't quite like it. It feels almost as if it were
I don't know, separate from the Wayfarer's Walk, but deeper within it, if that makes any semblance of sense.
Some kind of metaphysical geisha.
Don't get much of a taste.
Very, very interesting. And I'm just gonna stick my lips in the hole of the donut.
Okay.
Anyone here? Hello? Hello?
This bagel hole is being defiled. This is terrible.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, it's weird, right? I don't know where it is.
That's really weird. I don't like that. Here, you're gonna have the back.
Thanks. Takes the bagel with the jewelry. Can I keep the jewelry?
No.
You can keep
Aw.
the bagel, though.
But I'll tell you what there, bud. You wanna follow us and watch Clortho get another bad oyster? It's very entertaining. There we go.
Yeah, that guy was so mean to me that one time. That's why I took his jewelry.
Oh, what did he do to you exactly?
He was just mean. I was just, I was asking for money, and then he said, "Eat dirt, kid." And I was like, "You look like you eat old mussels." And he was like, "Oysters." And then I ran away.
Have you tried eating dirt, though? It is quite delicious.
Wait, he knew?
It's not my flavor palette.
Wait, you said that earlier.
What?
That he knew that he was going to eat bad
He
oysters.
knew he was eating bad oysters? I thought he was just an idiot. But he's just a psycho.
You like
Just a
old fish.
full-blown psycho.
I have no idea. It's really good that I have no attachment to that character.
Insane.
All I want to do is distance myself from it.
Could you imagine going in a restaurant and be like, "How aged are your oysters? I'd like a good vintage on those."
Hey, you know what? We created this together. Isn't that fun? Anyway.
We let them air dry for 2 days.
So,
Oh my
yeah, are
God.
you guys going to head on back to Count Clortho?
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose we should get him his jewelry back.
Yeah,
Is there anything you want to do in this area before you leave? Not that we didn't learn the secret of fast travel in this location.
Who's the person that came over to us, by the way?
The person, what do you mean? Oh, you gonna talk to him? He's kind of just standing there making sure the Lupek doesn't get hurt.
See, everything's better now.
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, my name Dems Nams.
Them's Nams. Good to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Barry. This is Belle.
Barry. You're not the Bibliolater, are you?
Oh, well, I've been known to bibliolate.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Are you serious? Oh, man, I can't wait to tell my wife. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, you fans are too kind. Here, hold on a second.
Oh, my-
I pull another card off of my little mantle and just sign and give.
Oh, man, can I come to your library sometime? That sounds so cool.
Well, of course you can. Oh, anyone can come if you want to read.
Oh, man, I gotta.
But that's all you can do, or else... And I just getting really close. I'm gonna have to check you out. Permanently.
Oh, that's the t-shirt, guys. Anyone can come if they want to read. Right on the just right on the front.
Anyone?
Anyone can come if they want to read.
We're gonna do so good on spicy book talk. It's gonna be so good.
That's it.
We're gonna make a killing on this.
A leather-clad, sweaty, burly man making you read books.
So where are you guys headed off to?
I suppose Count Clortho.
Yeah, Clortho time.
Clortho.
Yeah, audience, if you were eating something, maybe don't for the next scene.
Should we wake up time?
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point you have there.
I kicked time.
I'm gonna just hold an oyster underneath their hole.
Yo, hold an oyster underneath their hole. Okay.
What happened?
What's up, shitbird?
Was I cool? What the fuck are you doing? Power word gun!
And I
Nope,
summoned
nope,
the
nope.
gun.
No.
Smack. Smack the gun out of Shitbird's hand.
Hey!
I resummoned it to my hand.
Hey, smack it again.
What the hell? Let me shoot that kid!
No, we already figured it out.
Guys, can you get a band-aid for my hand? It
I
hurts
didn't
a
even
lot.
hit your hand. You're a liar.
Yes, you can use this
That
knife.
kid's a freaking liar. Look at him. He's a liar. I didn't even hit your hand. I have impeccable aim. I shot the bagel.
And his hand clean off.
He has a hand.
It'll grow back, that's for sure. Yeah, me too. I don't know where the
Does he have
boundaries
a
are
hand or
here.
I think
doesn't
he
he? I'm
has
so
one
confused.
hand. Right?
I don't know what's going on. The kid is okay.
You mentioned specifically using one hand for things.
Mentally triggered
Yeah.
by... I don't know, it's hurt. Whatever, just damage, he'll come back. They're regenerative species. It's okay.
He's like
He's
a
got like a little
lizard.
cut, maybe. You know.
Rachel, you're in charge here. You just
Yeah.
make a decision, okay? And we'll go
Yeah.
with it. It's okay.
No, it's fine. He's all right. He's got. I mean, he took 3 damage. Like I can't not reflect that.
You're a
It
freaking
hurts
liar. You
emotionally.
clearly have a
Okay,
hand.
so we're leaving this conversation.
I
Hurts
think
emotionally.
Shipwreck down
What a
in the gutter a little
baby.
bit more.
What a freaking baby.
Just
Fool.
pass
So
him
everyone's
down.
awake.
No.
We are
On our way to Clotho.
collectively agreeing to go over to the Shadow Exchange.
Yep.
You guys think very hard on it, and suddenly you guys are over there standing in front of the purple tent.
Now, which tent is it? Is it the lavender tent? Or is it...
Of course. It's the very same one. Count Glortha was waiting for your return, and upon seeing you enter, you can hear from across the... Oh, yes, I was looking for you.
Yes,
Vince.
you wanted more oysters, correct? Here you are.
I always want more oysters, of course.
Here's the jewelry.
But please, please enjoy a complimentary oyster first. Watch this, this is great.
Watch this. It's so funny. He throws up
Oh,
immediately.
thank you so
Yeah,
much
have
for
the
returning
oyster
this.
before we
Oh,
talk
is
to you.
that awful child that stole my jewelry? And the kid's like, shut up, you got it back.
He
No,
is
it's
awful.
different, kid.
Yeah, punish him.
Oh god, no, I couldn't bear to look at him. Anyway, here is your reward for returning my jewelry, and hands you, basically, there's different forms of currency in this world. He particularly deals in these little cards that they're kind of like credit cards. They have units on them, but that way it's a little bit more pocket efficient.
Visa debit cards.
Hmm.
He's giving us Visa debit cards.
It's not a Visa debit card. It's actually a gift card to Applebee's.
Oh.
Because that's really good.
Oh.
But you can use it anywhere.
Well, that's great.
It just says Applebee's on it, maybe.
Not sponsored.
Not a sponsor.
You know-
It says Loosen Buckle on it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Alright.
it's a gift card to
Alright.
Loose and Buckle. That's right.
They're here too.
So I actually recommended you to one of my good friends. You know, has lots of problems and always in need of good chicken muscle. And
I hate the way you
my
said
good,
that.
my good. She aren't you the one that eats mussels?
Oh yes, no, that was not me who said that.
I didn't like it either.
Yes. Yes, his name is, Paul Keon, and, you see, like, across, like, on the other side, there's just this big muscly figure. He's literally just, like, all, like, hardened muscle, just has, like, a bunch of black, like, hardcore-looking dude. Just gives you a little, like, rock-on sign. Yes, he will give you the finest work, and he pays well, too, so if you hear his call, please, just feel free to respond. It will give you such good things to do.
All right, well, we appreciate the lead in the right direction.
Of course, anything for
But
you.
please take another muscle on us.
A muscle. Oh, you treat me so well.
Well, an oyster, that is.
You're gonna hand him a muscle?
Sure.
Oh my god. Can we borrow the ring actually?
A ring. What would you need it for?
Because it opens dimensional pathways.
Of course it does. That's why I keep it as such.
Well, I mean, we're trying to solve a mystery. We'll bring it right back, but I'm gonna get stuck as a rift guard, and you're not gonna have your hired chicken muscle if I don't figure out this mystery.
What? Well, you know what?
What?
What do I get in exchange for letting you borrow my ring?
As many oysters as Belle can summon.
Oh, wonderful! I love that. And he will toss you the ring, completely taking your word for it.
This is just the worst.
I don't like how you offered my services for this, but very well. I suppose you have a plan in mind, Vince.
Yes, my plan is to take this ring and to get as far away from whatever outhouse they're using before the floodgates open, man, because it's gonna be bad.
Oh, that is fair.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So you now have a ring. And you guys are leaving, I imagine. What are you planning on doing next?
I go. Is there a place that just sells doors?
Doors?
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, of course there is. There's a place that sells anything that you can think of. That's part of how people navigate the Wayfarer's Walk, actually. They show up with an intention, and they kind of happen to just find whatever they're looking for. Everything is agreed upon. So if you really want to find a door salesman, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I think I found one.
Wonderful. You
wanna
guys
read
are
that for
all
me?
headed in that direction?
I think it's this one right here, right on the map.
In the chat, Rachel, in the chat.
In the chat,
Oh.
It's right here on the map. But I'm pointing on the map. This one, I want to go to this one.
What is that?
It's the name of the business in your world.
Yeah,
you just
you
gotta
know.
read it.
You just gotta read it.
The established business that you set up.
I was gonna do a Monsters Inc. reference, but okay, we'll go to Norhordel's Portal and Door Emporium. That's fine.
Oh wait, what's your Monsters Inc. reference? Come on.
Okay, let's combine them. So yeah, you guys walk in the agreed direction in which you wish to go. And sure, you find Norhordel's Portal and Door Emporium. That is actually really fun to say. Is this building that's kind of made of like cement. It's got a bunch of like these yellow and black lines on it. Kind of looks like a factory, except it's not a big factory, it's a small factory. And you guys enter, and yeah, there's a bunch of monsters working in here. They look kind of scary.
They look scary.
Yeah, they look scary.
Oh no.
Yeah, they are these big, mean, rough-looking monsters. But some of them are purple with yellow spots. Some of them are blues. Some of them have one eye. Some have four.
Oh.
Hmm.
Wow, I hate it.
I love the
Freaky.
gelatinous feeling of an eye.
Excuse me. Hello.
In the back, behind the counter, there he is, Norhordel's of Norhordel's Portal and Dorporium. Quick edit on that.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Thank you for your comment on my one eye.
Wait, hold on a second. Is that Norhordel?
That is me. It is.
Norhordel of Norhordel's Portal and Dorporium?
I'm pretty famous, I know. Coming from you, also famous, Barry
Oh,
the
man.
Bibliotech Bukowski. Or Bibliotech. Oh, I spoke in Spanish for a minute. How
yes.
funny am I?
Muy loco.
Ah, I go through so many dimensions. I speak so many languages.
I just heard library.
Anyway, so, what can I do for you all today?
I just need to borrow one of your showroom doors for a second. I'm not even gonna take it out of the shop.
Sure, as you were. There's lots of doors. There's lots of doors set up all over the place in all different directions. They're all in these little door frames, all over the place. There are doors like swinging around on the ceilings, like a laundromat. There's all kinds of doors. What kind of door are you looking for?
I think just really anything nearby. It's not
Cool.
important.
You turn around and there's a door.
Oh, thank you.
There's lots of doors. There's doors everywhere. If you're not picking any door in particular, that door is there for you.
In the store with all doors, there's a door behind me. Oh
What?
shit.
The door store.
Anyway,
You had to walk through a door to get into the store.
I'm like, oh, what the fucking blind man. Anyway, I'd like to try and recreate what Lupek was doing with the bagel, but this time with the door.
Okay. Have you?
'Cause he really just kind of squished the ring into the bagel, right?
Sure. Did you bring Lupek with you, or did you leave the kid somewhere?
God, I hope we didn't.
I mean, can I figure this out by myself, or do I?
Yeah, you don't have to have brought him. I'm just asking because, you would explain what he did, but no, you don't need him there. Sure, you have a door, you have a ring. The door is in a door frame. You saw him just kind of jam the ring in there.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jam the ring right into the door jam.
Sure, just like in the door jam. Okay, give me a check. We'll say it's like, I guess it's kind of like intelligence or like wisdom kind of based thing, because you're kind of trying to recreate what he did on observation.
A knowledge roll.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm kind of like, is it because you witnessed it or is it because you know something about it? But I guess because you witnessed it.
D12 it is.
This is his first day here.
Yeah.
That is true. You are naive.
I'm naive and I'm arrogant, so I know what I'm doing. And by default, I have to roll a D12, and it's a 3.
Hell yeah.
Whoa! All right.
Fairly successful.
Nice.
You gotta jam it in the door jam in a way that won't break it, because that was a possibility. And yeah, you open the door, and it does create a portal door, but it's not to the same place that was through the bagel.
Oh, what's this place?
But it does lead to a different dimension. This one is very fiery. Actually, it's very hot. It's not like it's unbearable to like open the door, and there's not like a lot of heat, but the ground is very rocky. The sky above is red. It's some kind of fire dimension.
Oh, looks like hell.
This isn't the bagel room at all. And I close it and I open the door again.
Sure. Do you do anything with the ring before you reopen the door?
I give it a little kiss. I say, please don't do that. I don't want to die. I put it back.
You put it in a different location?
Yeah, I put it. I move it slightly.
Sure. Can you give me another roll?
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
That's a 5.
Okay. You open the door. This time, it also does not break the ring, but it is to a different place. This is a more beachy kind of area. Sun, sand, water, people on the beach having a good time. They look like squid people.
Ooh, a delicacy.
That's cool.
Heck yeah.
Anyone know how to get that other room?
Norhordle kind of leans on the counter there and is like, "Oh, you're making portal doors. Very interesting. The ring has such power."
Yeah, we're trying to get to this room with red carpeting and a bunch of gases in glass, and we don't really know what it is, and it might be a clue to solve this mystery.
Well, do you know how that ring works?
No idea.
You're just kind of trying things.
Actually, yes, I do. I know exactly how it works, but please, go on.
Well, I'm not saying I know how it works either. I'm just saying if you knew how it worked, maybe you'd be able to have its intended function. I mean, usually the way portal doors are made aren't necessarily by jamming a power source into the door. There's a little bit more of a complicated system than that.
Oh, you know what? We might have to put into a bagel first.
Then we couldn't go through the bagel. Barry, who's fitting in a bagel hole?
I might be able to squeeze my way through, depending on the bagel.
It'd have to be such a big bagel.
Well,
I probably
okay.
could, but I don't want to. Yeah,
appreciate
I
it.
just thought I'd chime
Appreciate
in. Anywho, I'm you.
In order to make a portal of a grand size, you would need a power source, right?
Yeah, like a nebulon gas or something like that.
Perhaps. There are other power sources,
Like
of
nebulon
course.
gas?
Friendship?
Friendship?
Oh,
Oil,
that's not gonna be
crude.
found here.
No, of course not.
Fire?
I know
I don't know.
how to make fire.
I just sell doors. I don't really sell power sources, though.
So how would I power it with my fire?
How would you power it with your fire?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying portals can be powered by fire. I wouldn't recommend my door with fire. No, that's not what I'm suggesting at all.
Light a door on fire.
I think what they're
Quick,
suggesting
that'll power
is
it.
the
Light
ring
that
has
door
a
on
certain
fire.
power
Do it.
force, but we need a way to harness it. It already has power. We don't need to set anything on fire.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if I'll really be able to help you here.
Yeah, well, we saw the portal hole through very specific circumstances. So I don't...
You mentioned something about a bagel?
there was a bagel involved, yes.
Maybe because it was small.
We could theoretically head to Quantum Trinkets, where the ring originated from.
That's very true.
I'm sure.
Where did they get the bagel from, anyway?
We all look at Shitbird.
They got it from Bagel Boss.
You know what? we thrown out some pretty colorful names for the dimensional stores. I think Bagel Boss has got to take the cake here. That's the name of the bagel shop.
No, it takes the bagel.
Yep.
I'm going to use this opportunity to suggest some of the places that you haven't visited yet. You were in the Shadow Exchange. There is the Infinity Coil and the
goody.
Last Exchange. The Last Exchange is the kind of lost and found. The Infinity Coil is kind of like machinery and energy. The Lantern of Fates is different dimensional lanterns and sorts. The Chronicle Curio is an archive of different technologies, dimensional delights. And let's see. You've also not gone to the Shattered Compass, which is a place that makes interdimensional compasses.
Yes, there's several places we could go, but the origin of the ring, I feel like, would be the best way to discover how the ring works, no?
That or the library. You can find anything in a library.
That is true. You have also not gone to the Veiled Librarium.
And I can find that information really quick.
That's fair. If you would like us to go to the library so you can speak to that other librarian, whose name I can't really remember.
Keeper Thallus.
Yes, Keeper Thallus. We could certainly go there and perhaps look it up.
Sure.
Yeah, we could give it a gander. I think that's very fair.
And I believe it's through this door, and he opens the wrong door.
Yeah, this one right here.
Well, no, the doors don't go anywhere.
Yep, exactly.
But you do leave. You do leave, and you do make your way over to the Veiled Librarium. This place is a tent, but the walls of the tent are bookshelves, and as you go inside, the place seems to open up into this kind of TARDIS of libraries, excuse me. These shelves and corridors go on in distances that you cannot see the end to, but surely there are books down every single one. And in the center, there is Keeper Thallus, who is... No.
It's a perfect name. It's a
Come on,
perfect
say it.
name.
It's not, though.
Come on, say
Say it aloud.
Come on, say it. Say the line.
Phallus Palace.
Yay!
Fuck you guys.
Anyway, so what does Keeper Palace have to say?
Yeah, so Keeper Thallus of the Phallus Palace. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah!
So you guys go into this place again, shelves and rows stretching beyond your wildest belief, and inside you see Keeper Thallus stand there, and he's like, "Oh, well, you've all made it. I'm so happy to hear."
No, of course, you got a beautiful place here, Keeper Thallus.
Thank you. Oh, you know what? You can all call me Thallus. I know I treat you all as friends here. We're all friendly. But I wanted to show you, I have this whole new system that I've developed for my library since this is all interdimensional. I thought you would appreciate it. So they're just very excitedly showing you around the library. They don't really seem entirely concerned about why you've come in here, but you can interject at any point. They're going around and showing you their books and collections and explaining this system that they've kind of come up with.
What you're doing right here is revolutionary.
Thank you.
I didn't think we could get past Dewey, but fractions.
Well, when you're organizing, dimensions upon dimensions of things, you have to put them into a system. It's very important, so you know where everything is and everything is in its place.
Like, I feel like I can find anything I have to find here.
Of course. What are you looking for?
And I guess I will look for... But without even saying what I'm looking for, I will attempt to find the way to work this ring properly.
So, yeah, you're looking into, like, interdimensional jewelry, basically. There's a couple of different places in this library that can kind of potentially put you in the right direction. Some is about the crystals themselves, some of them are about the way the jewelry is constructed. But you're directed to either section. Go ahead and give me a roll to kind of see what you find.
Navigating administration, in which I am able to specifically obtain information or resources from an organization.
I would say that applies here.
Or investigation would work too, because it literally mentions finding a book in a library. I get to use a D8 for either way.
Nice.
And I am happy to say that is a 1.
Hey!
Oh, 1.
Nailed it.
Very interesting.
You all watch Barry just wordlessly walk up to a section and just pull out a book and says, "Oh, we got it. We're good."
More than that, you are combing through these books, and yes, you do find the book that you're looking for, and you open the pages and flip through a couple of them. But there's something that comes together almost in the back of your head.
Okay.
That no other role really could have given you this information. But the system has been organized by numbers. And those numbers seem kind of familiar. They kind of seem like maybe other things you have been looking at were organized in a similar fashion.
Uh-huh.
And you're kind of recognizing this as you're flipping through the pages, and Keeper Thalos is standing over your shoulder very happily, looking, again, continuing to kind of talk and like, "Oh yes, and this is where this section is, and we had a couple of books return recently. I'm very excited to see them back where I can keep them safe. Oh, I love to keep my collection safe."
Tell me, Thalos, how do you catalog everything? Well, in what way do you assign?
Oh, well, as I explained, it's a numeric system, but we bring it down to a couple of categories: dimension, continent, culture, subject, author, genre, and title. Just because, not everyone is necessarily an author, but of course, by author I mean creator, because there's lots of different kinds of creations. People who create life, art, scientists create new species or different things in the lab. Everyone is kind of an author in my eyes. So of course, numbers are endless, and of course, when something goes beyond the end of a set of numbers, you just add another place, and then there's a new number to organize a new thing. I'm very particular about the way that the things are put. Actually, I have it here so that when something is put in the wrong place, it immediately goes right where it's supposed to go.
Oh, I love that very much. Have to figure out some way to do that in my library.
Oh, I mean, it definitely helps here when spatial structure is not as, defined.
Defined.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put myself in the shelf and see what happens?
Sure, you're gonna kind of shove yourself into the shelf there?
Float up a little bit, and as an orb, just move into an empty spot and just see what happens.
Sure. You move into the bookshelf. You kind of like shove it, like form to fit the space.
Yeah, I become a cube for a hot second.
A rectangular prism.
As you do that, you disappear and you kind of go someplace deep into the library. You're not really sure where you are, but you appear in a section of shelves that contains a bunch of history about your dimension, things about your previous government, your previous evolutions of your life. You could just kind of tell by the titles as you're looking them over. But it's a lot more information than you would kind of expect. And one thing that's very interesting, actually, is that there's a book that you notice that the title talks about the downfall of your dimension.
Oh.
So I'm far away from everyone.
You
though,
are.
right?
You're pretty far away.
I would take that book and I would start looking through it, but the moment anybody else shows up, I would tuck that book away.
Sure.
Where? Where, in your one hole?
Interdimensional pockets.
Where the gun is.
Yes, the one hole.
Where the gun
Yeah.
is.
It's a very deep hole.
Yeah, basically it talks about how because all of you ascended, you lost touch with parts of humanity and connection, and that started to deteriorate your world. Your people became less empathetic to the actual planet itself, and it started kind of deteriorating, the ecosystems and things like that. Your people seem to be very blind to this happening, and it's really depressing. It seems that your place is headed in a direction where it may end up, dying altogether.
I gotta teach these orbs to love again.
So are you going to you can there are directional signs. This place is obviously very big, but you can see.
I want to. Who wrote this book?
Who wrote this book?
Oh.
Yeah.
It was written.
How dare they slander me or my people?
It's actually written by a researcher. The name isn't anything in particular. But you can look in the the about the author section. It talks about how they are an interdimensional researcher, and they kind of travel around and observe different dimensions and kind of look at them from a what would you call it, a neutral perspective. They kind of try to see things as they are and observe them how they are.
Neutral my ass.
It's to you, but it's very cause and effect. And there's a bunch of sources to other research papers and things that have been published. So this does seem like a notable source.
Die for slighting my people.
So there's no name given though.
There's a name. I could let me give you a name. Give me a sec.
Give me a name.
Let's go with this person. Peldax, Dr. Peldax.
Dr. Dax, I'm coming for you.
DAXK.
All right, and it lists his home address too?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't list the address.
It's all right. I'm a dirty cop now. I can just fucking find it.
It does say what dimension they're from, I suppose.
Do I have ability to who is who's the detective who was looking out over us?
Detective Tulash?
Can I call Detective Tulash?
You have a means of calling them, I believe.
They didn't give us any communicators or anything like that?
Oh, I can call them real quick, but should I go to a different section of the? Oh wait, no, I'm not by them.
I'm not near you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Way off by myself.
I'm a
right
fucking
now.
liar.
I think the only person who has that means of communication is Barry.
Yeah, it is Barry.
Okay, then I float to Barry and be like,
Okay, give me your phone.
Sure, it's gonna take you a little bit to get there. Is anybody else Barry, are you doing anything?
I don't think I've recognized at this point the numerical system because it's daunting, and I think Barry's the only one who knows about it. Yeah.
Yeah, with this connection I've made, I'm like, if you don't mind, I'd like to just take a quick little look around everything, just to see if there's anything of note.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I would love you to please observe. I would love you to implement this kind of system into your own libraries. I think knowledge is very precious.
Oh, me too. I'm happy we find ourselves agreeable to that.
Of course. Let me know if you need anything. I will be right over by the desk.
Gotcha. I'm going to go through the sections to find the number that correlates with me.
Sure. Are you telling any of your friends what's going on, or are you just gonna wander down a hall?
Yeah. I think
also, you all did see time just jump into a bookcase and disappear. I imagine it was around the same time.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to check something out real quick. If you guys want to, come along.
Sure. Is there anything in particular that you're going to check out?
I think we might find something of interesting note.
All right.
So I'll start maneuvering my way through these endless sections until I find
Sure.
me.
So you kind of collect the way this number system works, and you go to the set of numbers that begins where your frequency lock is, the string of numbers that is different. The first number, you go to that section of this library, and you narrow down closer and closer to you, and yes, it talks about, there's a section about your dimension. And again, there's all kinds of things, all forms of history, how the people evolved, kind of where your reality came from, and what other dimensions earlier on relate to it. And you find all forms of history and things. And likewise, there is a book in there that talks about the tectonic issues that your planet has been basically going through recently.
Too much body slamming.
You know that your version of the planet has severe earthquakes frequently. And as you look through this book, as you implied, there is another, researcher of sorts who has observed that these tectonic abnormalities seems to have come from the level of basically, impacts that have happened across your globe. Again, being just from people, but people of different sizes, large and whatnot, and very frequently.
What are you finding, Barry?
Right now I'm reading about the possible downfall of my planet, which is concerning.
Yes, indeed.
Doesn't apply to you. It seems really time has no significant meaning here.
Do you not think that it's something that's happening now? Is it something that you think is written about in the future?
Am I able to ascertain a time period for all of the things going on?
So again, your understanding of time, again, it's kind of everything's happening all at once. The experience of the dimensions themselves, they happen, there's a passage of time that can be observed. When you enter the bazaar, you take a little bit of your dimension with you. So kind of that relates to the passage of time happening at home. That's kind of to prevent people from jumping in and out of time at different places. So the bazaar can exist. But time is relative. You can enter at different points, and if you choose, you can go to a different point of time. This seems to be pretty on par with your passage of time. It doesn't seem to be specific. Doesn't seem to be there's a specific expiration date on your dimension. But it seems that it could happen relatively soon, depending on when, how far in the future you would jump to. Or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not a specific time I can see, but
it's just noticing a correlation between those two things.
Yeah.
It's just kind of saying that this is a thing that's a problem that the people don't seem to recognize.
Yeah, so I'll have to maybe bring this back to them. Huh.
I believe...
Very macabre.
Yes. I believe it was Moira who told me that there was an issue going on with the woman at Eternal Bloom's dimension as well. Something to do with ecological disaster or something along those lines. If there's a connection as to why our codes, why our frequencies have been halted because of what's going on with our dimensions, we should confirm this. Please, let's go to the section on my dimension.
Yeah, happily. Here, you're gonna be going forward 2 sections, make a left, keep going straight for another 6 sections, then go right a couple times.
Excellent, yes.
And you all head in that direction. As you are passing, you do happen to meet up with Time, making their way back.
Oh, where did you go?
Barry with them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Barry, I need your communication device.
May I ask why?
I just need it. Do we really have to do this whole rigmarole?
Well, I gotta say, going on your cell phone in the middle of a library is rather frowned upon.
It's official Citadel business or whatever it is. This isn't Mass Effect, sorry.
Okay, just try to keep a low volume, okay?
I call Detective
Toulash. It's okay.
I call Toulash.
Sure. Detective Toulash picks up the phone. They sound like they're in the middle of a raid of the Glass Between Worlds. You hear
Perfect.
some glass shattering in the background.
Perfect.
Foot stomps, screaming, and you hear her on the line. So,
Hi, what's up?
No, this is perfect. The owner of that shop is desperately gonna need a shoulder to cry on. My chances are soaring high right now. But anywho, I need you to put out an APB on one Dr. Del Dax.
Is that the name right?
Peldax, yeah.
Peldax? Yeah, he wrote a bad book about my people.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we're done with this, I'll get on right on that.
Yeah,
Sure.
APB for one Peldax. Defamation in the highest degree.
Right.
Yeah,
The
arrest
phone
him, put him away a
clicks.
long... Hello? Hello, put him away for a long time? Is this thing... Hello?
I just dropped the phone on the ground and float away.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to pay for a new floor. It's okay.
Time.
That's
Time.
perfect floor.
What exactly was in this book?
Just some insulting things about my people, but really, it was more just like a jealous thing, to be honest, because of how great we are.
Like what
And I
kind of thing?
You know, just the usual, like, oh, they're so great and amazing, and they're failing their planet, and they're amazing and awesome, and they've lost...
I'm sorry, go back to that last one.
They're incredible and amazing. They
No,
are.
no,
we
the
evolved
negative
beyond
one.
the need for
Type
most basic
shitbird.
things.
The negative one.
The negative one?
Yes, you said it was negative.
They said that we had lost touch with our planet and therefore the planet was dying, which is impossible to happen because we don't have any impact on our planet.
Sure. All right, I think that counts as confirmation, Barry.
Yeah,
We can check up on mine as well. I wouldn't mind knowing what they think is happening to my dimension.
Who wrote your book, Barry? Barry, who wrote your book, Barry? Barry, what was in your book, Barry?
I'm
Barry.
looking at the book.
Barry, what
Look
was
at
in
the
your book?
author.
Barry, who wrote your book,
Like
Barry?
I said, it's another author by the name
Losing my
of
mind.
Zara Fossmeyer.
Zara Fossmeyer. It'll be Zara Fossmeyer. I think it's part of the same group of researchers.
The back of the book has a bunch of references to other published papers that they're not like just some person writing an opinion piece.
Is there any kind of like contact lists for like?
It's not like it's a book. It's like a published book. It's not like, you know.
Well, I know there's like articles.
Contact us at here.
Like there's like what's the word? Fuck. APA. what's references? There's like references and stuff in the back.
Yeah, there's references to other papers. You can tell what dimension that they're from, but it's not like their home address or like direct contact information is listed in the book. They don't want weirdos contacting
No, of course,
them, you know?
of course.
My world's ending. Why'd you write this book?
I'm just curious to see if it's like they're all part of the same coalition of researchers.
From your general knowledge about like researchers of like, because you've been to the bazaar a couple times, and I'm sure you've looked into libraries and other archives and things like that. So you kind of understand that like there are a bunch of scientists, and there's a lot of them that actually are just kind of observers. They like to go to different dimensions to observe what they see, as kind of a means of documenting all of these different places. And that's kind of where a lot of these libraries and archives are where their things are sourced from. Just people who write about what they see, because why not, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's all about documenting them.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a quick look at Belle's book, and then, Vince, would you like to see what your planet's gonna die from?
Nope.
Very fair.
Keep it a mystery.
You guys head over to the section that correlates with Belle's dimension, and sure enough, there is a book that talks about your dimension. Basically, because there is so much plant life, a lot of the fauna has been died off or killed, basically, for food. And because of that, there hasn't been a lot of balance between the flora and fauna. So there is an abundance of flora, and it's basically choking the atmosphere in a weird way, because there isn't that balance. And it's going to get to a point where the plants overgrow the space too much. And and will essentially absorb the atmosphere and suffocate your planet.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You can't have too many plants. Please. Insanity.
Am I the only one who was kind of like, oh yeah, this makes sense? Like, mine just kind of makes sense.
Listen, the world would work just fine without mammals around. That's all I have to say.
Well, in your
Besides,
world,
we can get our meat elsewhere, other dimensions. I'm sure there's a dimension out there with exactly the opposite of my planet, and we would get along swimmingly.
well, then you would be...
Or just move there.
Oh, well, I mean, you could. Anyway, I think we're losing a little bit of track here.
Yes, it seems like the cataloging that has been happening with the dimensions is happening here.
Yeah, dude, so do we think that Thales is involved in what's been going on?
Well, he did seem to be a worshipper of that preservation.
He seems to be the creator of the system, too.
Damning evidence for sure. It's a shame what happened to the glass shop. But she did make bombs, so I suppose
He
this
made bombs and was generally a bad person, as far as we remember.
I mean, she thought you were hot. So
Yes.
yes, she is a bad person, you're right.
Oh yeah, she's bad.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear footsteps down the hallway, and the fluttering of pages as you hear Keeper Thales. Oh, Barry, I found something quite interesting that I want to show you. Oh, what are you all doing in this
Do
section
they
back here?
surprise us a little bit?
You hear them coming down the hallway.
Okay, so I don't pull my gun.
It's-
All right.
Oh, you were just reading about Belle's home planet.
Oh, interesting, yes. What dimension are you from? The one with all of the plants and you all eat the animals, yes?
Yes, not just animals, though. We also consume insects and things like that, as well as stones on occasion.
Yes, all the creatures that breathe. Don't need to photosynthesize.
Well, stones don't breathe on my dimension, but yes.
Well, yes, but of course, in all the life forms, of course. Very interesting dimension indeed. But yes, I was looking, I found this very interesting book on wrestling from a dimension that doesn't believe in fighting. They're all pacifists. Isn't that just so interesting?
Well, it's very interesting. How do they go about it, then? Do they just pretend to do the things?
Here's the thing. It's one of their banned books. It was a broad thinker who was thinking outside of the boundaries. It's almost like an evolution.
Very, very interesting.
It is very
Who
interesting.
was that by?
Who was it by? Oh, well, it's from a Boran Thresh, of course. One of their people who have come into, actually, the Wayfarer's Walk. I thought it was very interesting that they've been here before. Perhaps that's where they got the idea of wrestling.
Maybe.
Can I help you all with everything? You all have very solemn looks on you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shake my head and the googly eyes reset. There, is that better?
Yeah. Is there a problem here?
Well, there might be a little one, but perhaps you can give us a little more insight.
What can I help you with? And that's where we're going to end our session.
I was going to say, that's an ominous way to say that. All right.
Oh
Love
boy.
it.
So, let's get into plugs.
Rachel.
Oh, okay. Hi, you guys can listen to Hard as a Dungeon podcast, where I've guested a couple of times. There are some very interesting episodes. I think my favorite that's out right now is the Halloween episode that came out, so definitely go check that out and give everyone a shout out when you're over there. Tell them that you stopped by. Give them a review if you would like, because we support our other podcast friends.
Yes.
Also check out my Twitch, Majora's Rose, and my personal Instagram, Rachel Kordell. Popcorn, Casey.
You can check out my social medias at Casey_Reardon. Also, check out our Patreon, guys. We have multiple different tiers for you to check out. If you just got $1 a month, you can certainly do that and join our Discord. Every little bit helps us out here at the podcast. Lets us do some fun things like that Long Island Tabletop Expo that we had a table at.
Yeah.
Like going to other conventions and stuff. We're hoping to go to some more as well in this year, because it's 2025 at this point when this comes out.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So if you guys want to see us at more conventions, that is one of the great ways that you can help us out. You can also donate directly to us through our website as well. If you want to do just like a one-time thing, that is also available through our website, I believe. So you can do that at rpgesters.com. And also check out our merch over there, because we got a lot of cool merch too.
Yes, merch.
If anybody's around on February 18th at 10 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a charity stream with Game Master Monday. We're going to be raising money for the California wildfires, and we're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu in Search of Dr. Seuss. And with Dr. Seuss characters, you can imagine what Call of Cthulhu might look like. So head on over to Game Master Monday's Twitch channel, and you can see us at 10 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Pacific time. Let's go to Andrew.
I'm gonna plug Balto 3 and their super fuckable Lady Goose.
Oh my god.
We're never gonna get over that.
Never.
Not in this episode, at least.
But after you're done fantasizing about the goose, maybe I shouldn't segue into a plug.
Nope.
What about a father and his child?
Perhaps.
Yeah, we're not segueing directly into that with the fuckable goose. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
We respect our partners.
Popcorn.
This is Sky.
Their material is as sexy as that goose. No. Hey guys, just want to get on the real with it. We're forming a library right now of materials. We're collecting them. So if you can go ahead and add to that in the form of a 5-star review, anywhere that you can leave a review. I guess we're not really forming a library, but it feels like it that way. So go ahead and leave us a review. Everything helps. We love it. Popcorn, back to Casey.
All right, popcorn to Seth.
I popcorn to the end of the episode. Goodbye.
Homie and the dude. Check out Homie and the dude as well.
Echo.
I don't know how much space to put.
Sky Zephyrs.
The sexy goose and
The
the father and child
Tavern.
duo.
You've been listening to Echoes of the Menagerie, produced and performed by RP Jesters, a user-supported TTRPG actual play podcast. To support the Jesters and get exclusive content, become a member of our Patreon at patreon.com/rpjesters. Be sure to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen online. We'll see you next time.